Now let's look at fractions. In 2000, question 15, paper 1, maths, there was a question that went like this. Three people, Korir, Wangare, and Hassan, contributed money to start a business. Korir contributed a quarter of the total amount, and Wangare 2/5 of the remainder. Hassan's contribution was 1.5 times that of Korir. They borrowed the rest of the money from the bank, which was 60,000 less than Hassan's contribution. Find the total amount required to start the business. Now, here we need to do some statistics. Like Korea, we are told he contributed a quarter. Now, we are told Wangare contributed 2/5 of the remainder. So, from a quarter, the remainder was 3/4. So 2/5 of that gives us 3/10. Now Hassan, we are told he contributed 1.5 times the contribution of Koril. The contribution of Koril, which is a quarter. Now, if you get 1.5 times of a quarter, it is 3/8. Now we are told that what was borrowed was less by 60,000 shillings compared to Hassan's contribution. Now, if we want to find out what was borrowed, we subtract a quarter from the whole amount, which is 1. We also subtract Wangare's contribution. A quarter is Korea's contribution. We also subtract Wangare's contribution. We subtract Hassan's contribution, which is 3/8. So that we have 3/14, which is the amount that was to be borrowed. Now, if you take Hassan's amount, 3/8, minus what was to be borrowed, 3/40, you get 3/10. This 3/10 represents that fraction that shows Hassan's amount was 60 more than that was borrowed. Now we can now find what was to be contributed totally by the three persons. Now we have 3/10 is equals to 60,000 shillings. What about 10/10? The whole amount that was to start a business was to required to start a business by the three persons. So 10/10 will be 10/10 multiplied by 60,000 multiplied by 10/3. Now we get 200,000 shillings. That's the amount the three persons required to start a business. In 2001, paper 2, question 1, students were required to evaluate the following equation. Now, how do we go about this? A half of 2 and 3/4 minus 5.5 in brackets, multiplied by 3 and 6/7 divided by 9/4. Now, we shall start working the part in brackets first. So this is a third multiplied by 11/4 minus 11/2, multiplied by this becomes 27/7, multiplied by the reciprocal of this is 4/9. Now we simplify and we have a third multiplied by -2 and 3/4, multiplied by, if you multiply this, you get 1 and 5, 7. Now simplifying further, this part we get 11/12. This is a negative because of this negative, multiplied by 1 and 5/7, so that it gives us an answer of 1 and 4/7. In 2001, paper 2, question 3, students were asked this question. Three people, Odawa, Muliwa, and Amina, contributed money to purchase a flour mill. Odawa contributed a third of the total amount. Muliwa contributed 3/8 of the remaining amount, and Amina contributed the rest of the money. The difference in contribution between Muliwa and Amina was 40,000 shillings. Calculate the price of the flour mill. Now here we need to do some statistics. We can have here Odawa, can have here Muliwa, and can have Amina. So you are told Odawa contributed a third, and Muliwa contributed 3/8 of the remaining. If you have a third, it means the remaining is 2/3. So 3/8 of 2/3. Now we are told Amina contributed the rest of the money. which will mean we have to take 1 minus a third minus what we get here, 3 over 8 times 2 over 3. If you simplify, you should be able to get that he contributed 1 over 12 of the amount. Now, we are told that the difference between the contribution of Muliwa and Amina is 40,000. So we take the difference between Muliwa and Amina, which is 5 over 12, Amina minus Muliwa, and this one, if you simplify, you get a quarter. If you simplify this, is equals to a quarter minus a quarter. The difference between that should be able to give you 40,000 shilling, which is equals to a sixth. A sixth, this minus this is a sixth. A sixth is equals to shillings 40,000. Now, we have been told now what is the cost of the flour mill. If you a 6 is equals to this, what about 6 over 6? The whole amount. It will be 6 over 6 multiplied by 40,000 multiplied by 6 over 1. So that we have this goes with that, this goes with that. 6 times 40, you get, it is Kenya shillings 240,000. This sum is from 2003, paper 1, number 1. You are told to work out and leave the answer in its simplest form. Now, we shall tackle this part first, and then go to this part, and down here we shall tackle this part first. Now, there we go. 2 over 5 divided by, if you work out this part, half of 4 over 9, you'll get 2 over 9. This is division. You get 2 over 9 minus this one, 1 over 10. And then down here you shall have an 8 minus, if you work out this one, you get 1 over 6. 1 over 6 times 3 over 8 is 1 over 6. Now we continue. Now let's simplify this part. We get 1 and 4 over 5 minus 110 all over. If you subtract this from that, you get 1 over 6. Simplify further. This one minus this one, you get 7 over 10. Then we are dividing by 1 over 6. 1 over 6. If you simplify, you should be able to get 11 and 1 over 5. In 2005, paper 1, number 1, students were required to evaluate this equation. 3 quarters plus 1 and 7 and 5 over 7 divided by 4 over 7 of 2 and a third all over in brackets 1 and 3 over 7 minus 5 over 8 multiplied by 2 over 3 or 2/3. Now we have to work this part first for the upper equation, and then for the lower equation we will work this part first. Now here we go. We shall have 3 over 4 plus 1 and 5 over 7 divided by 4 over 7 of 2 and a third will give us 1 and a third. Now down, if you work out this part, you should be able to get 45 and 5/6 multiplied by 2 over 3, this one. Now we go further step, simplifying. Now this one divided by this, you should be able to get 1 and 2 over 7. So we have 3 over 4 plus 1 and 2 over 7. Now if you multiply this plus this, the denominator, you should be able to get 15 over 2, 8. Now if you work out this part, you will get 2 and 20 and 1 over 28, which we shall divide with this one, denominator, 15 over 28. Now if you divide, you should be able to get 3 and 4 over 5. In 2009, paper 1, question 2, students were told to calculate and evaluate this sum and give the answer in the simplest form. So here we have 2 and a quarter plus 3 over 5 divided by 5 over 6 of 2 and 2/5 all over 1 and 7 over 10. So we shall work out this part first for the upper part. Now here we go. We shall have 2 and a quarter plus 3 over 5 divided by, now if you work out this part, you should be able to get 2, still all over 1 and 7 over 10. Now the next we work out this part, so we shall have 2 and a quarter plus, we work out this part, we get 3 over 10 all over 1 and 7 over 10. Now work out that part, get 2 and 11, 20 over 1 and 7 over 10. Now if you simplify this, this divided by this, you should be able to get 1.5. In 2010, paper 1, question number 2, students were asked this question: Kutu withdrew some money from a bank. He spent 3 over 8 on Mutua's school fees and 2 over 5 on Tatu's fees. If he remained with 12,033 shillings, if he remained with 12,033 shillings, 330 shillings, calculate the amount of money he paid for Tatu's fees. Now, a question like this, we need to have some statistics. Let's have Mutua, we have Tatu, and then we have the remainder. So you are told that he spent 3 over 8 on Mutua, he spent 2 over 5 on Tatu. Now, what is the remainder? The remainder, you will take 1 minus 3 over 8 minus 2 over 5. You should be able to get 9 over 4. 9 over 40. That's the remainder. Now, this 9 over 40, the remainder, we have been told it is equal to 12,330. Now, we have been asked what is the amount of Tatu school fees. Now you take Tatu. Tatu is 2 over 5. 2 over 5 now will be equal to 2 over 5 multiplied by 12,330 multiplied by 40 over 9. Then we get for Tatu school fee should be 21,920 if you simplify this equation. In 2011 paper 1 number 1, students were told to calculate and evaluate this question without using a calculator. How do we go about it? Now we shall first deal with this part for the numerator. The denominator we shall first deal with this part. How do we go about it? We shall continue, we shall write like this: 2 and a fifth plus. Now if you work out this part, you will get 2.5 minus now the rest 4 and a sixth all over 1 and a quarter minus, you work out, let's work out this part. If you work out this part, you'll get 1 and 4 over 5 plus 3 and 3 over 4. Now, this one you can just work out by adding and subtracting that, adding and subtracting that. What do you get? You get for the numerator is 8 over 15. The denominator is 3 and 1 over 5. If you simplify, you get 1 over 6. In 2012, paper 1, number 1, students were told to evaluate the following question without using a calculator. Now, for a question like this, for the numerator, here is straightforward. We shall just subtract. Here we shall work out this part in bracket first. Here we shall work out this part first. Now, if you work out this part, we are able to get negative 2 over 15. Now, if you work out this part, the square root, the square of a half, shall get a quarter. Now, a quarter subtract from 1 over 8 shall get negative 1 over 8 minus this part 5 over 7 of 2 should be able to get 14 over 15. Now, solving this part, this negative and this negative go, so we shall have a positive answer. We shall have 1 and 1 over 15 minus 14 over 15. Now, if you subtract this from that, you should be able to get 2 over 15. In 2015, that is paper 1, number 2, you are given a very simple question. It read like this: Muya had 6 2/3 hectares of land. He donated 7 over 8 hectares to a school and 1.5 hectares to children's home. The rest of the land was shared equally between his son and daughter. Find the size of the land that each child got. Now here we have some few statistics. We have school here. School is getting 7/8. We have a charity home. Charity home is getting 1.5. These are hectares. And then we shall have the rest being divided equally among his children. Now, the piece of land we are told is 6 2/3 hectares. So this one, subtract what he gave to the school, subtract also what he gave to a children's home, you should be able to get 4 and 7 or 24. Now it means that because each child got part of this equally, you just take a half of 4 and 7/24, and you arrive at 2 and 7/48, which is the portion that each child got. In 2015, that is paper 1, number 2. You are given a very simple question. It read like this. Muya had 6 2/3 hectares of land. He donated 7/8 hectares to a school and 1.5 hectares to a children's home. The rest of the land was shared equally between his son and daughter. Find the size of the land that each child got. Now here we have some few statistics. We have school here. School is getting 7/8. We have a charity home. Charity home is getting 1.5. These are hectares. And then we shall have the rest being divided equally among his children. Now, the piece of land we are told is 6 2/3 hectares. So this one, subtract what he gave to the school, subtract also what he gave to a children's home, you should be able to get 4 and 7 or 24. Now it means that because each child got part of this equally, you just take a half of 4 and 7/24, and you arrive at 2 and 7/48, which is the portion that each child got. Evaluate -8 divided by 2 plus 12 multiplied by 9 minus 4 multiplied by 6 all over 56 divided by 7 multiplied by 2. Such a sum, you have to work the part I've circled first. Now, if you work those parts first, you will get here this divided by 8 divided by 2 is -4 plus 12 multiplied by 9 is 108 minus this 4 multiplied by 6 is 24 all over 56 divided by 7 is 8 multiplied by these two. Now you get 80 over 16. If you divide 16 by 80, you get 5.